Hello, welcome to the Nine Report, which is organized by East Asia Monitor. This is a YouTube show on politics and economy of Japan and Korea. Well, Nine Report is published uploaded on 9th, 19th, and 29th. I am a Japan specialist trained at MIT, and my dissertation is about the Japanese political economy, particularly regarding the relationship between business and government. And your subscription will be very much appreciated. Today, I'd like to talk about the Liberal Democratic Party, the incumbent party of Japan, as you know. And I'm going to take this session as a cornerstone talk, being I will only deal with one issue today, and this is going to be one of many cornerstones of the series, which will last long. So from time to time, I will prepare a cornerstone talks that will become a really foundation of our discussion, our thinking about Japan in this program for a long time. As you know, the Japan is very much a conservative democracy. Japan waged World War II and got defeated in 1945. Then, for several years, Japan had been ruled by the Allied powers. And then, actually, the beginning of the Japanese society, particularly Japanese economy as it is today, was the year 1955. Just before that, we had a Korean War from 1950 to 1950 to 53. That Korean War actually was a really great economic boom for Japan, which was just defeated, entirely defeated, destroyed during a Pacific War. So Japan could pick up recovery thanks to the Korean War. And in 1955, the now resilient Japanese society had established a political party, which is referred to as 1955 regime. In 1955, the two leading parties of Japan's Democratic Party and the Liberal Party got emerged and became one party, LDP, Liberal Democratic Party, which is today's incumbent party. So LDP is very old. It was created in 1955. Also, in that environment, Japan also introduced a constitutional democracy because they had to maintain the emperor system. So emperor was, remain in the negotiation with the Allied powers, particularly the General MacArthur of the U.S. So now emperor became a symbol, not real ruler, but symbol of national integration. But real politics would be run by the cabinet system, parliamentary cabinet system. And at the same time, in that reborn Japan after Pacific War, actually started, in a sense, a long process of economic miracle, which became famous later globally, particularly to the Western states. And the engine, really main engine of that Japanese economic miracle was something called Japan Inc. Japan Inc. Incorporated is, in a sense, some cynical term of the Japanese economy where a government has a strong presence and the businesses are really united for the social goal rather than individual profit maximization. So Japan Inc. actually was a trinity, a combination of merge of cooperation of three entities. One is a newly established Liberal Democratic Party, and zaikai. I'm sorry, I didn't put in the word business word, but zaikai is in a sense very Japanese term for the organized business. As you know, Keidan Ren, Japanese Confederation of Business Association, is a really globally known Japanese economic business organization. So it is a really common sense that Japanese economy had been really led by big businesses, particularly those business groups that which were zaibatsu before before the World War II, that got dissolved later and changed the name from zaibatsu to business groups or chaires. Anyway, so zaikai is the world of business, really big business, and also the elite bureaucracy. Miti was the really most champion of Japanese economic democracy, right? Industrial trading industry, but Ministry of Finance, Okurasho, and all other economic bureaucracy became a really one part of Japanese economic growth engine in the post-war period. So people call this Japan, which is actually trinity, tripartite cooperation between political party and the business organized world and the elite economic bureaucracy. So this is a really coming of a new Japan in the 50s, and then became the really focus of global attention. So now let's take a very quick look at the LDP, Liberal Democratic Party, which was established in 1955. There was 10 years after the defeat in World War II, and 2 years after Korean War. During the Korean War of 1950 through 1953 was a really lucky golden chance for the Japanese business to recover, because thanks to unexpected business opportunities taking place in the Korean Peninsula as well. So 2 years later, Japanese current incumbent party LDP was established, and LDP ruled Japan continuously until 1993, 40 years. Then they slightly lost power, so they had to have a coalition with Japanese Socialist Party and Sakigake Party, which was a bit unusual for in the Japanese political culture, I think. And then year 2000, LDP established coalition with a new Komeito party and a new conservative party. I made a new Komeito in a red color because Komeito is actually party based on Nichiren religious group. Okay, so Soka Gakkai is in a sense society of the people who had worship, believe in this Nichiren Buddhist religion, and they are the really basis for this new Komeito political party, very conservative. So they actually share the political culture with LDP. But LDP got out of power, lost power briefly for several years to Democratic Party in year 2009 through 12. But they got power back in 2012, now with very strong coalition with a new Komeito party, Soka Gakkai. So today, still, as you know, Japanese LDP rules Japan in coalition with the Komeito party. And as you know, Japan legislature is a bicameral system. They have a, in a sense, upper house, lower house, but they call it House of Representatives, Shugi in Japanese, and Sangi in Japanese is House of Councilors. Shugin is in lower house, and Sangin is in a sense upper house. Uh, if you compare with the United UK system, and Shugin, to become a Shugin parliamentary member, you should be aged 25 or over, and the Shugin members have a tenure of 4 years. But Japanese Prime Minister has a right to dissolve the political party. So sometimes you will just lose your position of member of parliament due to dissolution. Anyway, dissolution is one strong arm or means of ruling for Japanese political leader. And this House of Representatives, Shugin is more powerful than councillors because they have more responsibilities, more means of politics, particularly budget making is done by House of Councillors. So money can be is controlled by House of Councillors, and House of Councillors is comprised with 289 districts from all over the Japanese archipelago. And House of Councillors also have in the same age limit of 25 years and old above, and the members' tenure is longer than a lower house, 6 years. But also they are subject to dissolution. But if not, without a dissolution, they can, stay in this, their, position for 6 years, which is quite long and very, stable, where you can expect what you want to do as a, member of National Assembly. So that's why, and the original idea is in making this bicameral system with the Sangin councillor is that they need some leaders who will have a long-term professional view in lawmaking. So this Sangin is called in the Japanese Ryoshiki-no-bu, that is a house of conscience. In a sense, lower house is house of struggle, but they are more professional, scholarly type of members of leaders who will strike out, who will make laws and rules with in a stable working environment is the idea. Now let's take a look at the composition of Shugi-in and Sangi-in, the seats. Well, Japanese, houses are comprised of 720 members initially, but now the numbers got changed. So in the lower house, House of Representatives, you have 465 members and 248 on the councillors, where LDP with 259 and Komeito 32 actually is more than half, 50%, 60%. And also in the councillors, LDP has 116 members, Komeito 27 is also above half. So in both houses, this LDP Komeito coalition has a very stable position, so that they have a long-term view, long-term time limit, time space in lawmaking and or other political activities. Now, faction also is very famous term in Japanese politics, which is habatsu. in Japanese word. The ha is a grouping, but it's like a gate, you are literally speaking. So they are a group of people who belong to the same house or same institution. And there are really pros and cons about this LDP factions, but faction is a reality. It is still there and will be there, and they have some functions, established functions. One is, LDP chancellor. Actually, Japanese prime minister is the chancellor of the LDP. So the leader of the largest faction, who became the chancellor in LDP, will automatically become the prime minister. So prime minister, the chief person in running government, is selected by this political party, leading party, and where faction dynamics will really decide who the national leader will be. And habatsu faction is the house of really the basic house where all the members stay and go out to do the politics. So people who run for election will get all kinds of support, monetary or even intelligence and know-how, etc., from this party faction. So if you don't belong in any faction, the chance of getting elected will be very, very low, and struggle will be very tough. So joining habatsu is almost automatic for Japanese politicians. Also, factions gather money and manage it. So political funds are procured by habatsu, which is now is a huge problem. We'll talk about it later. Also, the good thing is that if you are in the winning habatsu, there's a high chance that you will become a minister, or you become a cabinet member, or other positions in the government agencies. Also, human networking and information networking is also important function of habatsu. Currently, habatsu dynamics actually changed quite fast, but today today we have 7 leading habatsu. There are 2 ways of naming habatsu. One is the name of the leading figure, or there are actually names, such as Hosoda Habatsu has 96 members, but Hosoda Habatsu is called zaikai, which actually Hosoda Habatsu was Abe Habatsu until Habatsu passed away sometime lately. So their habatsu is called the zaikai, and also Kishida's habatsu is shikokai. There are all kinds of names made with Chinese characters. But today I'll just read in leader's name. Is Hosoda's habatsu. Hosoda habatsu has 96 members. Aso Taro, habatsu 53, Takeshita 51, Nikai 47, Kishida 46, Ishiba 17, and Ishihara 10. Now, Aso, Nikai, Kishida habatsu are in the brown color because they are actually coalition government habatsu. So Kishida could be a prime minister because of 3 habatsu, which is about almost 160 members can exercise strong influence in selecting the chancellor who will become prime minister. Really. So on the right side we have graphic presentation of Hosoda habatsu 96, Takeshita 51, Aso 53, then Nikkei 47, Kishida 46, and Ishiba 17, Ishihara 10. And now you might have heard that Mr. Kishida declared that he will get rid of habatsu. Finally, at least his own habatsu will be, abolished. He, publicly said. So those ideas are contained in this interim report on the political renovation, which was submitted, opened in January 25, only several days ago. Key points are making the political fund management transparent, which has been heard so many times so far, but also prohibition of fundraising parties. So lately, the party ticket selling by LDP members became the really huge problem, huge scandal in Japanese politics. So that thing, fundraising parties, in major metropolis in Tokyo, even in the U.S., anywhere, hotels, big hotels can house like 1,000 person. If one person brings $100 as to enter the party and have some food as while standing, which is party gain, we're talking a huge sum of money, right? So this fundraising parties has been a really convenient way of collecting cash from the people or organizations whom this person, particular politician, can exercise influence or have some cooperative relations. Also legal compliance, particularly accounting compliance, are the ones. So if this report becomes really practiced, materialized, then habatsu will start the process of dissolving, is what many Japanese political analysts are expecting. So dissolution of habatsu has been already declared by three faction leaders: Kishida faction, Kishida, Abe, and Nikai factions. So this is the first time that habatsu dissolution has been mentioned publicly by leaders of LDP since in so many years. Since 55 to today, how many years? Almost 80 years. So this is going to be a major change in Japanese political scene. Okay, this is it for today. If you have any topic in mind for me to discuss, let me know. Then I'll do my best to prepare the presentation. Write to that email there. Thank you very much.